AITA for telling my sister she is the reason she isn't pretty? Am I the asshole? Electronic_web 1887. NTA. Your phrasing could have been just a tad gentler, but you really didn't do anything wrong here. But instead of the reason you not pretty you could have said the reason people don't realize you pretty. See how the phrasing changes the tone of how it might be received. Punful. 16206. I am gonna go NTA just because not showering is actually horrible. Baggy clothes and no makeup is fine honestly. But the messy hair and smell is. Yeah, she's mad now. But Jesus. Someone's gotta tell her to wash. Rainbow_riding_hood. 4684. I used to work with teenage youth survivors of sexual assault or sexual abuse, and many had poor hygiene and wore unflattering clothes. This is a common characteristic for abuse victims who are trying to detract attention either consciously or subconsciously as a way to feel safer. When I was younger, I was very self-conscious of how I was leered at in public. So I also wore baggy clothes that didn't fit right so people wouldn't look at me. Poor hygiene, bad clothes can also be a sign of depression or other types of mental illness. You're not an asshole, but it's worth considering that there could be a much deeper reason for why your sister dresses and takes care of herself that way. XA 0 inches. Glower_power. 696. AITA because I didn't tell my date we were going Dutch? Am I the asshole? Adventurous Swan 171. I bet Ta in this story is your friend. Your date might have just expressed that it was too bad he didn't know you were going to pay for yourself. Because if he knew, he would have ordered more for himself. Notice that he didn't tell you this, he told the friend. Then your friend spread the info to you. Maybe with some exaggeration, misinterpretation, or just badly phrased. If that's what happened, the guy did nothing wrong. If you liked him, ask for a second date, and then if you want to, you can ask about the situation. NTA. Citringrot. 7097. NTA. Would it have been better to specify in advance who was paying? Sure. Would it have been awkward to bring that up before a first date? Sure. So it's completely normal at the end of a first date to suddenly realize you had different expectations about who would pay. There is nothing at all wrong in your assumption that you'd split the cost for him to think you were kind of a dick for splitting the cost is absurd. It strongly suggests to me that there should not be a second date given the disrespect he's shown toward you. XA0. Cascadia 1979. 13904. NTAHE's not mad that you paid for yourself. He's mad that you didn't tell him ahead of time so he could have afforded to order himself more items. Bro, should NT have chosen a restaurant outside of his budget? Jazzlike_property 692. 2560. AITA for telling her to stop spending $45 on burgers weekly? Am I the asshole? Still_elk 424. Or YTASHE told you greater than I try to talk about it with my wife, and she said she mostly buys because she wants to support her sister. I don't think you understand the difference between supporting her sister do something really freaking good. She is going to be a single mom to y'all's niece or nephew. And the Sil is not asking for handouts. She started a business. Your wife is supporting her sister doing something really good for herself and her future baby. You are not paying the sister's rent. You aren't giving her money. You are buying burgers that y'all enjoy and can afford. And by doing so, helping a kid. It's like when you buy Girl Scout cookies. Also yum. Or whatever. Greater than I just don't think it's sensible to spend $45 every weekend on burgers when she already knows the recipe. XA0 God forbid one of your family members goes through a tough time. Now, not only do you want your wife to stop supporting your sister, who again, is asking for nothing, just trying to get her life set up for a baby, you want your wife to buy the ingredients and make burgers for you herself? That is not a very smart thing to say. I think your sil is a class act. She was dealt a tough hand. She's rising to the occasion. She is hurting your family zero. Let your wife do something nice for sister and nibbling. Quote, away_refuse 8493. 9705. So you could have had a free gourmet burger that benefited a family member, but you spent your own money to buy a crappy corporate burger that benefits some billionaire, and somehow you think you won. Yeah, YTA here. Celtic Muse Books. 4479. YTA, why did you spend money on a Big Mac? You could have made a burger yourself. Kashea 72, 1421.